Hello everyone, how are you all? So I welcome you back to my DBMS lecture series. So we have already studied how data is stored, organized and optimized using normalization and denormalization and indexing. But databases are not just about storing data. They also need to handle multiple users and operations happening at the same time. So that's where transaction management come in the role. So today we will introduce transaction and learn that famous acidic property that ensure data reliability. So without wasting time, just start our today's video. So let me write down the today's topic first. So it is the transaction, transaction management and acid property. Okay. So let's talk about what is transaction first. So let me underline this topic, and then the our first topic is like what is transaction? What is transaction? Okay. So a transaction is a sequence of one or more SQL operation performed as a single or logical unit of work. Okay. In the term of DBMS, you can say it like a transaction is a sequence of one or more SQL queries, or you can say like SQL operation also. SQL operation performed as a single logical unit of work. Okay, so it can be either all operations succeed, which is commit, or none of them do, or rollback. So in this, if you are making a transaction, then there is only two state can be possible if the transaction is succeed or transaction is uh, denied or declined, or you can say rollback in the term of DBMS. Okay, so let's take an example. Suppose you are transferring 500 to account A to account B. Suppose this is you, A, person A, and person B. Okay, and you are sending 500 rupees to your friend. Suppose B is your friend. So you are sending them. Uh, so if you are sending 500 to your friend, so there is only two possible thing can be happen. It can be fully transferred or declined. There is no between state that can be possible. Okay, so then what happen if you will send a 500 to A to B? So it will the first thing happen like deduct 500 from A, okay, and then it will add 500 to B, okay. So if two step failed, step one must be also undo, okay. It means like if the two step like if here we are talking about the second one. Okay, so if the second one is failed or anyone get failed, then the transaction will roll back. Okay, so this is about the transaction. So now we will talk about the properties of transaction, which is acid property. So the second one is properties of transaction. So the property of transaction is nothing but acidic property, acid property. Okay. So there are like each word has different meaning. These all word has different meaning. So we will see one by one. So the first one is A. So A means acidity. Sorry, atomicity. Atomicity. Okay. So what is atomicity? Atomicity means all or nothing. Okay. Atomicity, if you will ask, so in short, you can say like all or nothing property. Okay. So a transaction is atomic means it either completed fully or not at all. Okay, let me write it down for you guys. So it means a transaction is atomic. It either completes fully or not at all. Okay. It ensure partial updates doesn't happen. Okay. For example, in fund transfer, both debit and credit must be succeed. So moving further for the next topic, which is consistency. So the transaction property next is consistency. So what is consistency? A transaction brings to database from a valid state to another. This is called consistency. Okay. So let me write it down. A transaction brings the database from one valid state to another is called consistency. So integrity constraints must always be satisfied. Okay. For this, integrity constraint must always be satisfied. Okay. For an example, suppose total money in a bank account remains constant before and after transaction. Okay. So let's take a easy word to understand it. Okay. Suppose in your bank account A and B. Okay. So in your account, suppose 500 is there, and your friend's account some thousand money is there. Okay. So if you are sending 100 to A to B, you are sending 100 from your account to your friend's account. Okay. So now your balance is 400 and your friend balance is 1100. Okay. So if you will do sum here, so and if you will do sum here, then both should be same. This is your consistency. Okay. So if you will sum here, then it will come 1500. Correct? And if you will sum here also, then it will come 1500. So in both case, the sum of the money is always be constant. This is called consistency. Okay. So the next one is isolation. We have seen A and C. A and C. Next one is I. I means isolation. Okay, so moving further, so third one is isolation. So what mean by isolation? So transactions are executed independently on each other. Like what it means. Let me write it down for the definition, then I will explain. So transactions are executed independently of each other. Okay. So the concurrent transaction should not interfere. Okay. So for example, suppose two people, suppose for example, two people are booking at the same movie seat, should not get it at the same time. Okay. So, and another example, suppose you are booking IRCTC, you are booking a train ticket from IRCTC. Okay. So, suppose there are so many rush are there, no? So, if you have booked seat number B1 in the bogie number B1, your seat is booked like 64, 64 number seat in the B1. So, the other person should not get this seat. Okay, this is called isolation. Okay. So this property is one of the property in the a transaction. So the next one is durability. So the third one is, let me write down the third point, which is durability. Okay. So now what is durability means? Once a transaction is committed, the change are permanent even if system crash. Okay. So let me write it. If a transaction is committed, the change are permanent even if the system crash. For example, once you have transferred the money, it cannot disappear after a system restart. I hope you guys has understand. Suppose if you has sended money 500 to your friend, then and after sending your system get crash. Okay, your system get crashed. So the money should be transferred now. So it can't be rolled back. Okay. If the change is committed, then it should be permanent change should be there in the database. Okay. So this is called durability. So we have seen the fourth property of transaction. So let's recap it first. So first is atomicity. Atomicity means if it will be like either complete fully or not. Okay. So all or nothing properly you can say it like. And the second word is consistency. If the transaction is happening and your money is reduced from your account, then other should be deposit. If in your account the money is debited, then in other account whom you are sending the money should be credited. This is called consistency. And isolation means like for example, you are booking a train ticket from IRCTC. So as I have told you for an example, like if you have allotted that particular seat, okay, so no one else should get that seat. This is called isolation. And the fourth one is durability. What you are doing now, it should be permanent. Okay, it cannot, if once it succeed, so it can't be rolled back. So this is the mean of durability. Okay, so now we will see the SQL command for transaction. Okay, So SQL command for transaction. Okay. So the first step is like it will, let me write down the comment, will start a transaction. Start a transaction. Okay. So in this you will write like start transaction. This is your first line of your query. So next you will, for example, money transfer. Okay. So money transfer. So you will write it like update account set update account set balance is equal to balance minus 500, where account number is equal to 101, or any example. Okay. So if the account number is deducted, so it should be credited somewhere. Okay. So for that you can write like update account set balance is equal to balance plus 500, where account number is equal to 102. And if this state is done, then you will do commit change if successfully. So for that you are writing like commit. Okay. And then, and at the last you have to do rollback changes if error occur. So in any case, if there is any error occurs, then you have to nothing, you will do rollback. So this is your whole query look like for the transaction. So I have Shuma, just write it down for your reference. So okay, so just write it down first. I hope you guys has written. So let's move further. So now we will understand like why transaction management is important. Okay, so why transaction management is important. Okay, so for this, so in this there is first point is like ensure data integrity in multi-user system. Okay, And the next point is it prevents data anomalies, means lost, update, or dirty read, etc. Okay. And the next one is provides a controlled way to recover from system failure. Okay, so these all are some reasons. That's why management uh, means transaction management is plays an important role. So, okay, I am done with the today's lecture. So, in the today's we have learned about the transaction and their four essential asset property. So, these rules ensure that the data remain consistent, reliable, and trustworthy, even when multiple user or failures occur. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will explain concurrency control, how database management system manage multiple transactions happening at the same time without errors. So stay turned on. So I hope you guys has really liked this video, and if you guys has liked the video and find out like this video is really helpful for you, so please hit the subscribe button and also like the video, क्योंकि यार जितना जरूरी सब्सक्राइबर है उतना ही जरूरी लाइक्स भी है भाई मेरे लिए. ठीक है, तो please do, and if you have any doubts related to any video you can comment it down. I will really try to solve your problem और सॉल्व योर डाउट. ओके, तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए कीप लर्निंग एंड कीप एक्सप्लोरिंग. बाय बाय.